Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and go over all the infantry units in Conquerors Blade for Season 6, and we are going to rank them from OP to not worth the barrack slot. I am going to ask my chat for help on this, because obviously I don't play all of these units all the time, so I'd like to see what they think. So let's go ahead and start with the first one, and let's just dive into it. So the first one we have is Azaps. Really quick, my opinion of Azaps, I think they're one of the best shock units by far with their Counter-Strike. I highly recommend going Counter-Strike veterancy on them. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. One of the best dueling melee classes. So now where do they fall on this scale from OP to not worth the barrack slot? What do you guys think of Azaps? Because they are definitely really good at fighting. They can CC heroes. They have a stagger. With the new epic doctrines, the things you can do with the Azaps now is pretty amazing. That you can put the iron sides on them now. You can reduce all the range damage. What's weird is their little ass shield literally blocks like freaking everything. It's weird. I think compared to like Stalwarts and Paladins do beat Azaps. So that does bring them down a little bit because they're not the strongest melee fighters. They used to be. They used to be pretty strong. But at this point, I'd have to say, because I mean they have strong abilities, but without their abilities, they're kind of meh. I would definitely have to say B. What do you guys say? We got some A's, we got some B's. You think? What do you guys think? B, but with epic doctrines, A. That's true. With 3 abilities, Paladins still beat them with 1. This is true. Paladins do beat them. Like, just flat out beats them. No matter what you're using on Azaps, Paladins just have so much block that they just ignore a lot of the damage. So I'm going to go ahead and say B for Azaps. I think that's an easy call. Honestly, it's an easy one. I do want to start using them more because they used to be one of my favorite units, but they just haven't been super relevant lately. So the next one is Black Dragon Javelineers. This is a mercenary unit, and I actually see a lot of people use them still. I mean, of course, Martellatories are expensive, which Martellatories I think are by far the best mercenary unit you can get. 30 leadership, but we're talking about Black Dragon Javelineers, so let's talk about that. I have never played them, so I am really relying on you guys on this. I really need your help on this one because I don't play Black Dragon Javelineers. I mean, I've been killed by them before. I can say that. Their javs aren't super impressive, but they do, they can kill people. Some people saying D. They aren't bad. I'd go C. They are the best Black Dragon unit. Over the Pikes, you think? If we are saying leadership per value, I would say overall Pyan. Like for their leadership, their defense, their damage, their utility. Let's look at them as an overall view, and compare them to other units like them. Obviously, in the Javelin tree, they are a little higher than. Do we think they're higher than Javelin Militia and what's the other javelins? Do I not have the other javelin? Oh, Demesne Javelins. Like, do we think they're higher? Do we think they're better? Because you kind of got to rate that also. Actually, the Black Dragon shields are probably equal to them. But yeah, Javs are really good for Black Dragon. Somewhere between B to C for a mercenary unit. Well, you got to look at them as an overall view. Because you do bring them in a battle, right? Like, you are taking some of your leadership and putting it towards these guys. So, like, you gotta look at it as just a unit. I know they're mercenaries and you get the exemplar bonus, which that's a great utility to them. That's pretty amazing. But are they anywhere near worth any of the other javelins? Like out of javelins, for sure. Like they're at the bottom a bit, right? Now, all right. So you say B. Do you think they should be in the same class as Azaps? Do you think they're anywhere near as capable, even leadership wise? Like, do you think that they should be a B or a C? I see a lot of C's and B's. So let's figure out which side we're going on this. Not the bad. Can't compare the two. I know you can't because one's a melee shield and then you have a shield javelin. Much different. But when it comes to leadership, you got to think about what would that leadership be better off going for? Like 3 purples? Like you got to think about it. All right, I'm getting a C vibe. I'm definitely getting a C vibe on this. So let's go ahead and drop them in C. I don't use them. I'm definitely going off what you guys say. So I'm going to drop them in C. Next one is Black Dragon Pikemen. Again, never used these guys. What do you guys think of them? I've never been killed by them. I can't really recall seeing them too often. We got a D so far. Yeah, they don't stop cav. I mean, a lot of pike don't stop cav at this point, but Demesne's pikemen are better. D, we're getting a lot of Ds. Anyone else want to verify that? Pyan, have you ever used them? Anyone else got any opinions? I've been sniped by them before. Really? Demesne's pikemen are A tier unit. Demesne are very good for their leadership costs, so we'll talk about those shortly. But for Black Dragon Pikemen, where are they falling under pikes and compared to other units also? Like look at them through pikes, and then as pikes as a whole, where do you see them against other types of units, right? Because like in the infantry world, you have your pikes, you have your javelins, you have your shock units, you have your shield units. So you kind of got to compare all that stuff too, right? Then you also got to compare leadership. We can look at their leadership really quick if you guys want. Their meta in China, okay, they're good shock troops, but honestly, D. The charge is really good. I'd say D still compared to other pikes. Other pike units too strong. Yeah, Imperial pikes do raise the bar pretty high. So do Fortebraccios. So we can definitely drop them in there. Thank you guys for your help on that one. All right, we're getting all the Black Dragon stuff out of the way right away. Black Dragon Spearmen. Black Dragon Spearmen. Where do these guys fall? I want to look really quick. Where are these guys in? I want to see their leadership really quick. Just really quick. I want to take a look. Just take a look at them really quick. So we can look at mercenaries. I just want to take a look at the mercenaries. So these are like pretty much all the Black Dragon stuff, right? We'll still have to do C. So for these guys, can I look at them? Is it control? Oh, I have to go to unit tree. Never mind. Where are they? Shield. There they are. All right, they're right here. So these guys, let's see details. Exemplar. They don't cost unit kits, right? Heavy shields. Ring of Steel. They do have a heal, okay, and then they have an advance. Veterancy, obviously only 1. Leadership cost is 110. Are they even worth it? Black Dragon Spearmen can hold. I can confirm they can hold off against Imperial advance in block formation. I can confirm they have a heal also. Yeah, they do. I do see the heal. Are you saying they have enough block to stop an Imperial advance? Is that a guarantee? Is it like a on and off thing, or is it always like as long as you have them in the right formation? All right, so with that being said, where would they fall if they can hold up to an Imperial Pike Walk? I mean, they're 110. They're a 3.5 star unit. Yeah, their block will die eventually, but it does help. You got to think about it. If they can block enough so units can put damage onto the Imperial Pike, I mean, it's definitely worth. Even Imp Spears can't hold off a full walk. Yeah, over time they do get to them. But that delay definitely helps. But how much does it help? I don't think so. Otherwise, everybody would use them. Other units behind the spears will still get hit. This is true. The delay does help a little bit. I will say that. I don't use them enough, so I'm really trying to figure out. Start throwing out some letters for me, guys. Start throwing out some letters. Let's see what you guys think. Everyone just tell me what you guys think on where they should go, and we'll average it out. BC. Really breaking that tiebreaker, aren't you, Zarin? If the Zaps are B, no way these are 2. So C. Well, you don't have to compare exactly correlate because it's a T3. It's not a T4, right? So you got to compare it to other T3s, like in the T3 family. So we're comparing it to other T3s and for its leadership. So you got to compare it that way also. Can we say C+? Are we saying C+ on these guys? Is that too high? Is that too low? I mean, is it possible we can think C+ on these guys? I know it's, D, C, B, A, but it would still fall under the C category, but not quite a B. It kind of seems like we're right around C+ when you go the average for what you guys are saying. All right, we're gonna drop them C+. It seems like I don't want to get hung up on them. So let's move on to condos, Condottieri Guards. Moving on to Condottieri Guards. Now, condos are still really good. Their shock is still really good. I actually use them defensively. I use their defense route because I like using them to go kill archers and pavis. Those are what I use them for. They're not really good at fighting any like melee units like Paladins and Azaps and stuff like that. They'll get wrecked. They'll get wrecked by Stalwarts if they attack them up front. But if you can get to the sides of units, they can do a lot of work. So, with that said, in the T3 family, I would have to say condos are closer to a B, just because of their shock value. Changed the tide pretty quick with their shockwave. I definitely think they're around a B value. What do you guys think? If condos score higher than a Zaps, I'm going to lose. No, I don't think they'll score A. I don't think they're A unit anymore. They used to be really good. After their nerf, I think they dropped down to like a C+, B-. Like they're still really good. I think their shock is still really good. So it's up to you guys. What do you guys think? I see a lot of Bs. I see one C. B. I see a lot of Bs. All right, we got majority on Bs, so I'll drop it in the B category. I mean, these guys are in the same family. They both were super amazing when they came out. So, people were sleeping on Azaps when they first came out. Like, people didn't understand how to use them. And then when people figured out how to use them, they became pretty popular. Right, so let's go ahead and move on to Demesne Javelineers. I know people actually like using these guys, so I'm kind of curious on, because I don't use them. I do not use Demesne Javelineers. I don't even have them on. I probably have them unlocked, but I need people that have actually used them to rate these guys, because I honestly don't know. I have been killed by these guys before, and it's not fun. It's funny, but not if Paladins XV like they should. Kind of shock attack with the top line can beat Paladins. I don't know. The block on Paladins is stupid. Maybe they weren't leveled all the way. So let's talk about Demesne Javelineers. Never used them. They're probably horrible. Magnet. They are pretty good. Give me letters, guys. If you guys can, like, say what you think about them and kind of give me a placeholder where you think they should be. Like, C. You can put C-, B-, C+. Like, you can put stuff like that, but try to put it into a group for me so I can kind of start gathering the information. We got a D from Lord. One question: why the hell are all the Black Dragon Pikes so low? I think it's because overall for T3s, they're not super impressive. Coffee, that's why. Oh, not everyone can be as good as you, Glenn. Every jab unit is still good. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But we are looking at infantry as a whole. You know, we gotta look at it as a whole also. For tier 2, C is good. Where would you rate them? Help us, Glenn. Help us rate these guys. So we got a couple C's, we got a couple D's, we got a B+ from Noble. So we gotta average it out. Gotta average it out. C for Pikes. Wait, Javelineers, you mean? Oh, you're talking about the Dragoneers. We're talking about Demesne Javelineers now. D for all other mercenary. Okay, that's fair. B+ or better. C can kill a hero. Oh, no idea. Okay, I saw a lot of CDs. I saw a lot of CDs, so I'm gonna drop them in C. You know, that's what it looked like. Now let's go ahead and jump into Demesne Pikemen. I have to say, for a T1, these are actually one of the, like, they're actually really good pikes for a T1 unit. I remember when we were doing the T1 only tournament, a lot of people were using Demesne Pikemen because they have a pretty good reach and they have a brace. They have a brace. They are strong. Definitely strong for their value. How much are they worth? Let's take a look really quick. Take a look really quick how much they're worth. So in here, let's take a look. Demesne are right here. So these guys are worth 70 leadership, guys. 70 leadership. So they're super affordable on the leadership cost. You know, strength is 36, maximum level is 12. But they do have a brace that actually works. You don't even have to click it. They do it automatically. So they have quite a few trees to go down. I'm pretty sure you go for top tree. Or wait, let's see, the cap tree. I'm trying to remember. I think it's top. Is it top? I don't remember. I think you go for formation for sure. You always go for line formation. There's a few ways to do them. So that is Demesne. Let's go ahead and switch back really quick. Now, where do they fall, guys? I definitely think they're closer to B. I think they're higher than C. I definitely think they're closer to B. Easy B. Can everyone agree with that? You think they're A? T1A? I mean, I'm not against that. I'm not against T1s getting to A or even OP if they actually are, but I don't think there are any OP T1s. For their leadership, I do think they're higher up. They're definitely B. I wouldn't drop them S tier for the T1, but B overall. Yeah, I think B plus. They're definitely a solid unit. Solid unit for sure for T1s. I 100% agree with you guys. They do have anti-cav. Yep. I'm happy to see that. T1s do deserve some love. I feel like people are sleeping on T1s. Everyone's like, oh, bring 3 purples. Like, I'll bring Demesne. Like, I'm fine with using those on gateways and stuff. They'll do damage. They have a nice reach too. All right. Moving on to the next one. Demesne Spearmen. Now, I haven't used them in a long time because obviously Stalwarts and Spear Sergeants are super great. So, I like to use those units. But for early on players, I feel like Demesne Spearmen teach people a lot. They teach you a lot for how to like defend on walls, using formations with their shields. Now, I haven't used them in a while, so I kind of need new player experience here or people that actually still use them. What do you guys think about Demesne Spearmen? If you guys can drop some letters in the chat to kind of indicate. I used them and they aren't the best, but they can definitely hold on cap. Yeah, they do have good formations for holding points. That's a good point. That's a pun, not intended. I would have to say they're probably in the C category. I think they're in the C. I don't think they match up to, the B, but I haven't used them in a while. So I am curious on what you guys think of them. If any white unit gets put above Pikemen besides Hammer Boys, y'all snoring too much glue. All right. What do we think? Well, I'd rather take Spear Militia, to be honest, but for 7, they do work. Let's see how much Demesne Spearmen are. Demesne Spearmen are how much? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at them. They're in the chivalric. Right here. So they're worth 125. So they're a little bit more than Black Dragon units. So what do we think of these guys? They have a lot of block. I don't even know what route you go on these guys anymore. Attributes. They have relentless. The unit is skilled at maintaining its formation and pushing through enemy lines. Weak spot. The unit does have a weak spot in its backside. Yep. Shield bearers. And they have an advance. So what do you guys think? D, C, F. I see 2 Ds. All right. If you have them in your barracks, you sus this. Bottom line, I think. Okay. C, B. Oh, wow, B. C, C. I'm seeing a lot of C's. I see some D's. Another D. Are we like, where are we thinking? I'm thinking D plus at this point. I feel like I don't think they're worthless. They have some potential, but there's not a lot of potential there. So I'm going to go ahead and put them into the D category. Yeah, they're just so easy to run through. That's the problem with them right now. They're so easy to run through. We're going to put them in D. Time this guy out. Everyone's allowed to have their opinion, guys. Let everyone have their opinion. It's an open forum. Let everyone have their opinion. All right, guys, we got a fun one. Fortebraccio Pikemen. I know they got nerfed. What was that? Season 4? Season 4. Yeah, I believe it was season 4. They got nerfed to where momentum changed around their AoE pike damage. Because, I mean, they definitely do work on walls. They're really good at holding gates. They're definitely a TW unit. They're a territory war unit in NA for sure. I'm not sure about EU. If anyone from EU can verify if they are actually still a top tier TW unit, over there also. OP because of stun doctrine. Oh, I haven't seen the stun doctrine yet. It's a must-have in EU. Okay, all right. So it's across the whole plane. They're definitely being used. I do see them as an A. I do see them as an A pike for sure because they are right up there with Imperial pikes for the fact that they can stop cav, and they can stop cav quickly. Like you charge past those pikes, you're gonna get smashed. Like it doesn't matter what you have. Even your Laos, if they go fast enough trying to come at them, they will die. So I definitely think they're really good for that. Now, the question is, do you guys go defense on them or do you go offense? Because their offense is super amazing, but they're a little squishy. I heard that a lot of people like going defense on Fortebraccio Pikemen now. I'm in the high tier house, 100%. Still a unit that is commonly used. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of high tiers use them. And they're really good at making sure people don't sally out. Like if you're attacking something, there's always Fortebraccios at that front gate. Always. So they're like a must-have unit. We're getting a bunch of OPs. I don't know. They used to be overpowered. Like before their nerf, they were definitely overpowered. At this point, I think they're very balanced. So I would not say they're overpowered at this point. They used to be. Like they were stupid. They were just stupidly strong before. At this point, I definitely would have to say A, like a solid A, 100%. So we're gonna throw that into A. I still use them. I absolutely love them. Great unit. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So Halberdier Sergeants, which I honestly love Halberdier Sergeants, but they can't do anything to cav. Like they try, like they can use their formation to stop cav, but like it's so wide, they're so spread out in their formation that the cav still gets through it. They do turn also, which also kind of hurts them because they'll start turning and then the cav will hit them. Like I wish they would just brace and just leave it alone. It's really good at, it's 100% good at killing heroes. Like they have so much penetration, they can kill heroes very easily. But the problem is the way they deal with cav, like just straight up. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think of Halberdiers Sergeants? They don't have a place except for like field battles. Sometimes they're fun to use because of their penetration. They can do some work. Like they have the damage, but they have not fixed the issue with their brace. Like they have such a long pike and they can't do anything with it in my opinion. Like they're good at killing heroes. They're really good on walls, but I mean might as well bring Fortebraccio at that point, you know, because at least they'll stop cavalry. So I feel like they got replaced by Fortebraccios like 100%. They don't really have a place anymore, but they are strong pikes. They just don't do what we want pikes to do. They are basically our cheap 40. Yeah, they're not that much cheaper than 40s. Let's do the comparison really quick. For between Fortebraccio Pikemen and let's take a look cost wise. So cost wise, looking at they're up here. These guys are 230. Barracks, let's look at Fortebraccios. Fortebraccios are, oh, I don't tell you here. 235. It's a 5 leadership difference. It's not that serious. Yeah, you're gonna go with the Fortebraccio. So what do you guys think? Do they get to stay on the list? Like, do they deserve a rating or are they not worth the barrack slot right now? I mean, it's either D or not worth the barrack slot. Unfortunately, because they got replaced. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in D because I still like playing them. They have potential. I feel like they just need to be reworked a little bit. They have so much potential. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Halberdiers. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. We know where this goes. We know where Halberdiers go, right? Like can everyone agree that we know where Halberdiers go? Like after Landsknechts came out, like, come on. They're not even worth it. I disagree. You think Halberdiers are still worth making? All right, let me hear your story. Let me hear the story on how you would use these over Landsknechts. You would use Halberdiers over Landsknechts? Only reason you make them is to promote them. I don't know about that. I mean, Landsknechts are everything Halberdiers should be. Tell me what makes Halberdiers good, and I will find a place for them. I mean, how does Landsknechts not replace Halberdiers is what I need to hear from you guys. Yeah, but that doesn't matter, noob, because Fortebraccio replaced Halberdier Sergeants. Like, no one's playing Halberdier Sergeants because you can still get the same type of penetration, and you can kill Cav with Fortebraccio. So go ahead and find another point. Find something else. That won't work. This isn't no place. I mean, let's be honest. Like, you guys can argue all you want. They're not worth the barrack slot right now. They're not. You only get them to get Landsknechts. Like, that's it. Let's be honest. They don't brace. They reworked them for a reason. They reworked them for a reason. There's nothing else I can say about that, guys. They are good for AI. Yeah, that's a quick one. All right, I was just humoring you guys with that one. You guys can disagree with me, but there's no way you're not upgrading to Landsknechts. Let's jump into more javelins. Imperial Javelineers is next. Now, we're starting to get to the Imperials. Now, I have started noticing Imperial Javelineers are more popular now in TW. They're getting way more popular in TW now. It's because of the hero sniping capabilities. These guys can snipe. I wish I can aim as good as these guys. These guys snipe heroes like they're nothing. Like, you literally can be sitting inside your Shieldtron of anything. Doesn't matter. Shieldtron of any type of shield. And Javelineers will just fucking snipe you right in the skull. And you're just dead. Like, your units won't even get touched. It'll just snipe you right out of your Shieldtron. So that's something I've seen. And it is bizarre to me that there's a unit that can do that. They only get 3 throws, I believe. Is that max? Yeah, Imp Javs are amazing. I 100% agree. I definitely think they're B to A. But where do they fall in the B to A category? Because they are kind of squishy. They do have a nice shield formation, right? We can take a look at them. I want to look at their leadership cost really quick. Leadership cost. I do have these boys maxed out. Like, I saw what their potential, so I had to start playing them. You guys can... I'm not sure if this is the right veterancy. This is the veterancy I went on them. I do like that you can daze enemies. This is great. So you can daze enemies, so you slow them, right? And then you can, like, run up on them. Like, Pyan can, like, probably loves this. Like, you slow enemies, you can jump on them, get ults off, stuff like that. Like, they have so much potential. That or middle. Zipster, they have the highest health out of all. Yeah, I agree that they're not, like, I'm not saying they're defenseless, but they definitely, like, all javelins are kind of squishy. That's all I'm saying. Shield throw plus much better fighting skills. So yeah, so Jav Sergeants are, so they're used for 2 different things. All right, so we'll talk about Jav Sergeants in a minute. Jav Sergeants, I think, are still good, but we'll talk about that once we get to them. But yeah, I think Jav, I think they're closer to A. What do you guys think? Give me some letters, guys. I think they're closer to an A- than B+. Because of just their potential of just taking heroes out. And, like, it's just huge in territory wars. They're definitely right there on A-, B+, I think. That for me. Let me see what you guys. C, A, B. Buff them, please. I agree with all apart from Demesne Pikes. Yeah, I'm happy to hear your comments on them afterwards, but we got to keep going. Let's get through it, and then I'm happy to hear you guys out. B+, A. I'm going to put them as an A. I honestly, right now, I get, like, they can get ran over by shit, but they can kill Cav. Like, they can use their 1, and they'll snipe Cav. They still have potential to take out units, but they're mostly used for killing heroes. And, like, how fast they can change the tide of just taking heroes out is amazing. Let's go ahead and let's throw them up. Throw them up. Where are we throwing them? Where are we throwing them? This is a hard one. A- B+ for sure. Oh man, you guys are making this hard. All right. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have to go B+. All right, we gotta be fair. I'm gonna go B+. I honestly feel like they're A's, but with what you guys are saying, I'm going off what you guys are saying. There was way more B's than there are A's. So I'm going to go off what you guys are saying. I think they're A-, but you guys are mostly saying B's. There are some A's in there, but to average it out, it would be a B+. There's more B's being said. I'm trying to be fair. I'm also looking at this from the average user using them. Like, you could hit 1 with these guys and kill a hero. Like, it's not hard to play these guys. Like, the skill ceiling, I think, is there's definitely a skill ceiling for using these guys, but you can just press one button and change, like, what's going on. So I think they're not super hard to learn, but you can be very effective with them once you learn them. So we're gonna go ahead and put B+. I think they're A, but all right, we're gonna let this one slide. All right, let's talk about Imperial Pikemen. Where do the Imperial Pikes fall, guys? I make every new player in my house get Imperial Pikes. I tell them to get Imperial Pikes. I don't force anyone to do anything, but I highly recommend Imperial Pikes. They are by far the best cav. What the fuck am I saying? Anti-cav. A lot of OPs, and this is the first time I'm seeing everyone say this. So the meta right now for these guys are defense Imperial Pikes. I mean, some people were doing defense beforehand. The top line has a lot of, it's a little buggy on some of its skills. I think Pyan can vouch for this a little bit. Not worth barrack slot. Okay, Pyan. All right, if that's what you guys think. No, I definitely think they're overpowered still. They're still 100%. That advance is by far the most devastating skill that there is in the game. And I think next season, I think they're going to find some ways to counterweight that with the new units. But we'll see. We'll see, right? Hopefully. All right. This is what's funny. Imperial Pike counter Iron Reapers. As soon as that happened, they haven't fixed that bug yet. Once they fix that bug, Imperial Pikes might come down a little bit, but they can take out T5s like they're fucking nothing, guys. They can take out Silahdars, they take out most infantry, and they can take out cav. They're great. Absolutely great. Yeah, the Viking units are going to be amazing, guys. I'm very excited for next season. All infantry, by the way, is what I heard. So let's go. Definitely LP. Good call, guys. I was happy to see you guys thought that. All right, let's move on to Imperial Spear Guards. Go ahead. I know you want to say something, Magnet. Go ahead. Talk about your Imperial Spear Guards. Give your spiel. He was giving me a spiel about it today. I want to hear it. Yeah, we're doing all infantry. So Magnet thinks that Imperial Spear Guards are A+. But what happens when Imperial Spear Guards meet any cav? Just tell me what happens when they meet any cav. Tell me right now, Magnet. What happens to Imperial Spear Guards when they meet cavalry? Do they have a chance? C at best. They got replaced by Stalwarts. I agree with the Stalwart move. The Stalwarts definitely changed the placement of where Imperial Spears are. All done. Damn, Pyan really thinks it's not worth the barrack slot. That's crazy. I mean, I maxed them out. I used them. I liked them when they, like, Season 3. They weren't bad. But, you know, Iron Reapers could run through them. All cav pretty much runs through them. They do counter Imp Pikes. Imp Pikes cannot push through them. I do like how much they can cover. So I don't think they're necessarily not worth the barrack slot because they can cover units very well. Like if you have Falconettis and you need something to cover them, like some of the best units to cover them are Stalwarts and Imperial Spear Guards. Now, damage-wise, they're nowhere near Stalwarts, obviously, but they still have a place for blocking archer fire. They have a place for blocking musket fire. So I do feel like they're in that DC area. I know Magnet is very biased and he thinks they're like really great. And they are good units. Like they're not bad, but they, like where they're at in this game right now is not a good place. They're not in a good place right now. Yeah, the block on Stalwarts is amazing. It's stupid. Even with the new spear doctrines. I think they're a D. In my opinion, I think they're D+. Convince me otherwise, guys. Give me some letters. Let's see what you guys think. They're only good with comboing with TW Flamers. I'd say C. It's a low B, bro. Okay. All right, we got D. Battle Squid with the D. Reindeer with the D. Come on, guys. What do you guys think? Give me some letters. What do you guys think? Asian thinks D. Lord Fury thinks D. I think they're still worth. I agree. I mean, in a territory war sense, like they're not worth. But if you're looking, like, what if people don't want to do all the unit challenges to get stalwarts? I mean, maybe they are worth just getting in the unit tree. I'm trying to justify this. I think they're D. I get where you're coming from, Pyan, and they get ran over like they're nothing. But I feel like they still have a place. If they can have flamethrowers or something with them, they make them that much stronger. So they have that utility of defense and, well, the utility of blocking damage, and then they also have the defense of healing and whatnot. Stalwarts can be part of that combo for 1,000 times. I agree. I'm not saying you're wrong, Pyan, but I do want to go with what majority people said. I totally get your point. I get it. There's a reason why I don't play Imperial Spear Guards. I'd rather play Stalwarts. I totally get it, dude. I totally get it. But let's humor them. I will give them a D for the Imperial Spear Guards. I'm trying to make this more biased towards you guys, not me. Because I get yelled at whenever I make it more biased to me. Like, Zim, you don't fucking know what you're talking about. I'm like, all right, guys. All right, calm down. I'm going to let you guys pick. You guys pick. You yell at yourselves. I don't want to get yelled at anymore. Let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling. All right, we are on Iron Reapers. All right. So last time I did this, last season, I put them in not worth the barrack slot, and I got so much heat. So much heat for it. Zim, I always get bullied. I'm so innocent. So Iron Reapers, they have potential. But how often do you get to use their potential? Like, yeah, they can take out stalwarts. Like, that is one of the best things I can say about Iron Reapers. If you don't have Imperial Pikes with the stalwarts, and it's just stalwarts, Iron Reapers will definitely get in there and break the shield. But if they brace right away afterwards, the Iron Reapers start dying. Like, it's goofy. Of course you heal. Of course you always use flail when you charge. Don't ever use the sword. That's just 2 tips for Iron Reapers. Now, where do they fall in this category? What's their leadership? Is it 310? Yeah, the XV it's still slow enough to where the stalwart damage gets them before they can knock down the stalwarts. The stalwarts outnumber them, very much so. So they can't hit all of them, even though they can hit 2. 320. Okay, so they're 320. Now, give me some letters, guys. Give me some letters. I think they're a solid C T5. Last season, I do like them in certain circumstances. They're really good on like wall control. They're really good at certain things. But I have to say, they're super squishy now. They lowered the defense on them. They lowered the speed on them. You can't go, like, if you go the attack route on Iron Reaper's veterancy, they are so squishy. Super squishy. They get countered by Imperial Pikes. So, I mean, they're just easily countered. So what do we think? D or not worth? I'm with you on that, Taper, but I don't want to get yelled at. Definitely not slot or D. Wouldn't you rather just have Paladins? I agree. No, like, Paladins are great. They have great block also. D, not worth it, especially for the price. Yeah, the price is what drives them so far down. They should definitely be a T4 at this point. I don't know, or they need to do something with them. All right, so we're getting a lot of Ds. Okay, all right, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. We can definitely go with D. At least they're not in the not worth barrack slide, because I get yelled at. I get yelled at for that. You guys picked that one. I said C. I was giving them the higher end there, but majority of you guys said D, and a lot of you guys said not worth. But I think about D minus to D is where they're at. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's move on to Ironcap Spearmen. Now, for their cost and what they can do, just gonna say this really quick. I think they're actually pretty worth it for a T3 unit. Shield wise, I mean, honestly, I'd rather bring them than wasting all the leadership on a Imperial Spear Guard. That's my opinion. What do you guys think? I would delete it. B plus, they are no joke. Yeah, I think they're pretty good. Don't mess with the Ironcap Spearmen. Now, here's a few things I gotta say about that. archers can't get through. Like, archers definitely don't do well against their shield formation. Javelins have a hard time with it. Pike have a hard time with it. Now, they still get walked. They can still get walked by their Imperial Pikes, for sure. But they're definitely a solid shield T3 unit. Like, for their cost, let's go ahead and look at their cost really quick. Let's see here. Inventory or units. Now, I have these guys. I don't know if I have them maxed. Not yet. Oh, I can max them right now. Let's just max them. Look at that. Max unit. Reduces damage. So this is the route I went with these guys. Reduces a lot of damage. They're all about their formations. Let's look at their units. So they're 175 leadership. Health. Yeah, they get 10k health. So they got some defense here. 500 piercing defense. Almost 500 slashing defense. Not bad, not bad. So what do you guys think? He does love his spearmen. Solid C. I see a lot of solid C's. All right, what do you guys think? Let me get some more letters out of you guys. What do you guys think? I see a lot of C's in there. You got heat for that, but we agreed to move it up by 1, and it's okay. Clumsy. That's funny. I can see that chart. Let me see it really quick. Where do you guys think they go? B. Solid Z. B plus. C. I like them as a unit, but I need you guys to give me some info. Magnet, if you use F1 formation and pikes and turn vertically, it is a more fair fight. In the video, you can see a lot of pikes to the side of the block formation, which makes some pikes useless. That's fair. Let's just say they're not in a barracks. Low ranks, B, high rank C. I don't want to piss off Magnet, guys. Come on now. I think they. I don't know if I'd put them in B. I don't know. I do think they're a solid T3. It's so easy to just use like a glaive alt and then get condos inside and destroy them. The reason I have a hard time with this is they don't have damage. They have like no damage, guys. Like they can't kill nothing. So they're blocking damage, yes, but like are they stopping units? Not really. I would say C. C plus. I'm making that call from you guys gave me a lot of different stuff to work with, so I'm definitely gonna have to say C plus on these guys. They just don't have the damage, and they are very efficient in cost. And you know, for a T3, they're really good for blocking damage. They just don't have the damage to output to like if you're by yourself with these guys, you have to rely on your hero like almost 100%. So that's what it comes down to. It does give great opportunities for heroes to sit inside them. Like a short bow can sit inside and just shoot people. Like, yeah, there's great potential there, but you're not using these guys to attack. You're not using them to attack. You're using them to defend. So it's kind of one-sided there. All right, let's move on. Magnet, sorry, man. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ironcap Swordsmen. I'm sure a lot of people still use Ironcap Swordsmen. I don't use them. I prefer red round shields. That's just me. For all of you that do use Ironcap Swordsmen, please share your opinion. Right, nice time waster unit. Rip. Permacharge. Oh, with the new cooldown, they have a 20-second charge, right? And then they have the 20-second cooldown? That's kind of stupid. It's 10 seconds. Holy shit. If you go top line, they get stunned. Let's take a look at them really quick. I don't know if I have them. I don't have them right now because I use Ren. So we're going to look at the unit tree on these guys. I might have to start using them somewhere. Why am I missing them? Right here. Let's see. View details. Okay, so they start pretty well. Like they start with 5k health. They're already good on defense. They start with decent 300 defense right here. Check this veterancy. So if you go top, increases charge damage. You're saying that they get a stun? Ooh, charging stuns enemy units. That's actually pretty good. Does it CC heroes? Oh, sorry guys. Sorry. There you go. Does it CC heroes? I'm curious about this. Does the stun do anything to heroes? Yeah, but I feel like round shields can sit there and take damage. Like, they're so defensive heavy. Like, you can sit there on a wall and just... they're really good at defending walls and whatnot. Like, for a T2 to be able to sit there and take that much damage is kind of crazy. Yeah, I don't use them for their charge. I use them for their defense. I like full defense on them. They can sit there and just take a ton of damage. Like, so much damage. That's what I like using them for. Easy B tier. Let's start seeing some letters, guys. What do you think? I mean, they're all fillers. T2s tend to be a filler. You don't base your build around a T2. But as a filler unit, of course, you know, cost-wise, how much is it? 115. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. It gets to level 15, 28 strength. The stun is kind of impressive. We got a lot of C's in the chat. We got some B's, B pluses, another C. Personally, don't use or use them. Yeah, I've just always been a round shield guy, and that's just me being biased because I just like how much defense I get from them. You can leave that there. Let's go back to the tree really quick. All right, now looking at this, solid C plus. You guys think? I saw mostly C pluses, so I'm gonna go with that. Solid C plus. Okay. I don't stun heroes though. All right, so they don't stun heroes. They do stun units. Okay. Well, it's like condos. They used to be able to CC heroes, which was broken. That was super broken. All right. It insta kills heroes though. That much damage. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. I mean, but you can still kill heroes with Black Dragon Javelineers too. Oh, it does a daze. Got you. Cav is all led at top, rest at the bottom. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and talk about Javelin Militia. I don't use them. I'm relying on you guys to give me some feedback on this because I've seen people use these. I deleted mine. Not worth. They get a charge. Oh, they do have a charge. Yeah. So these are the javelins that have a charge. Okay, do they do damage with it? Like, is it decent? Actually, pretty good. They have an instant charge with jav throw. Oh, really? Like, they charge and then throw? Oh. Let's take a look at it really quick in game. They're right in here. So I'm gonna see if they show it right here really quick. There's a throw. And then they have a charge, huh? Different formations. Oh, they don't show it. They don't show it. Okay, so let's go to VT details. Is that something that you unlock? Let's see here. Throw javelin. Each soldier in the unit throws a single javelin. So you unlock this somewhere, I assume. Where do you unlock this? Oh, here you go. Unlock sprint. Increases movement. No, that's not it, is it? Bottom line charge. Oh, here we go. Okay, unlocks charge. So you can charge and then instantly throw jabs, is what you guys are saying. That's neat. I like that. I have to check them out then. Been so busy checking out the new units that I haven't got to check some of the old stuff still. Oh, like automatically. Oh, that's neat. How many jab throws do they get? When you hit charge, they throw jabs. Then, oh wow, that's neat. 3 with the doctrine. Okay. So where do you guys think they are? Let me look back. I saw some B's. I saw a C. Give me some letters. Let's take a look at this. For a T2 unit and their leadership cost, where do we drop them? Are they as good as Ironcap Swordsmen? I think C plus, B minus. They are still squishy, but can do good damage. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of C's. I saw some F's. Can we agree on C minus? Can we put them right at C minus maybe? C plus. Okay. I see a good mix here. I'm going to go ahead and put them as C minus with what you guys are saying. I'm seeing a trend here with T2s. I see a trend here with C2s around the C. section. But let's go ahead and move on to the next one. We are spending a lot of time on these, but guys, I want this to be informative. Like, I want a new player to be able to watch this and be like, how are these ranked and why are they ranked this way? I want this information to get out. Like, I'm not being biased at all. I want you guys to help me as much as possible. So I appreciate you guys so much. All right, so let's go ahead and do Javelin Sergeants. Javelin Sergeants are actually my favorite javelins. It's because I'm biased because they're one of the first units I got that was T4 when I first started the game, and their kill potential is awesome. But they also are really good at taking out archers. They have really good range. If you go top line, I'm going to show you their veterancy really quick. Now, if you go top line with these guys, they get a lot of range. Like, you can throw pretty far. Like, they're almost an archer. It's hard to aim with them. It kind of bugs out a little bit when you aim with them, but they definitely have really good range, and they can take out a whole thing of archers with one throw. So let's go ahead and take a look at them. I have them in my barracks. Where are you at? And they're cheap. They're pretty cheap units. They are only 230, which isn't bad. Oh, I'm sorry. There you go. So I do like these guys. I did throw some doctrines on them. I got the increases javelin damage by 180 because I love these guys, but I'm not gonna rate them. I'm gonna base it off what you guys say. I would have to say they're about a C+, B+ for sure. Love them. Damage them. Screen. I'm here. I got it. We got it. So here's one thing I did, guys. I did not go for the reduced double shot cooldown. Now, hear me out on this. There's a reason why I did this. Hear me out on this. The reason why I don't go for this, by the time you go for the double shot again, even with the cooldown, you're already out of ammo. So there's no point. Like, you're already sending them back to get more ammo. So you're already making up that 15 seconds on bringing them back. So this is why I don't use the cooldown. It's because it's already off cooldown by the time I get them back. And that's why I do this. Other people can be like, maybe you wait there and then you try to get 2 double shots off, but usually only get 1, because then you hit 1 and then you can aim, and then you also can hit heroes. They have 4 abilities, guys. It's crazy. But what if there's some map you place your jav on top of a supply? I mean, if you can stay on a supply, yeah, but I mean, they do it on purpose of putting supplies like behind buildings in spots that you can't just sit there and farm. I mean, with archers, of course, you can aim up and whatnot, but with javelins, it's a bit harder. Their arc is pretty good, but it's not as good as an archer. That would be broken. But yeah, if you can use javelins on a supply, they are by far the best unit that you can use. They can take out cavalry. That's another thing I like these guys. I like using Jav Sergeants in field battles because I don't use them in territory wars. I use Cav, but in ranked, in Westwood specifically, because there's so many buildings and stuff in the way, Cav don't see them, and they'll come around a corner, and you just jav throw into them, and you can just keep throwing because you have double shot, you have your one, which is just throw javs, and then you can aim it, and you can throw 5 jav throws in like the matter of like 10 seconds. So like they have so much potential there. So much potential. So that's where I'm at with them. I do think they're around a C+, B-. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think is what I want to hear. That's my spiel on them. I love them as a javelin unit. They haven't really had a place because, of course, you get overwhelmed by cavalry and then they just die. B+, at least B. Their range alone is kind of impressive and they do a lot of damage. Never used them. I highly recommend, if you haven't used them, I'd just give them a chance. I would give every javelin a chance. I haven't used any of the T2s, so bear with me on that. But for any of the T4 javelins, they are very fun to use. One player that like lives and dies by javelins is Deity. He's a dual blade. He'll lock you up, snipe you. Another person is Cobra Commander. He'll lock you up with his poleaxe alt, and then he'll jav Sergeant, like just spear you in the head. So there's a lot of potential there. Now, I'm gonna have to say they're right here. I'm gonna have to say B minus. They're not as good as Imperial Javelineers for like the hero kill potential, but they can still kill heroes like they're nothing. Like it's just the accuracy of Javelineers is crazy good, like 100%. So I have to say about a B minus. I would say Imperial Javelineers are like a B plus, almost A. So let's just verify that. I don't think they're exactly the same level. More like Imperial Javelineers are a B plus, and then Javelin Sergeants are a B minus. So just so we get that out of the way. I'm not saying they're exactly on the same bar. Oh, all right. We're on the new seasonal unit, Landsknechts, Land Sharks, Land Swarmers, whatever you guys call them. These guys actually, I didn't think they were that good in the beginning. It's like, stalwarts and stuff, deal with them. But once we figured out that going charge with Landsknechts and like the hero kill potential is out there for sure. I think they outrank Prefecture Pikemen for the charge. They do some serious penetration damage, and they will kill heroes instantly. Now, how good they're at like actually swarming and doing that is based off your skill. They take some skill because you have to. They're not instant charge like Prefecture Pikemen. You have to brace them and then charge them. Now they are very solid T3. I really enjoy using them right now. They don't do squat against Cav really, unless the Cav's kind of like complacent, like just kind of standing around. The cavalry will run them over. Even when they charge in, they still get ran over. But they have really good potential of breaking block on Stalwarts. Like, there's not many units that can do that. Landsknechts can break the block on Stalwarts if you charge first and then you deal the bill hook. You can actually break the block and actually, start putting some work on Stalwarts. Now, you definitely go charge with these guys. You don't go brace. Their brace is not impressive at all. So definitely keep that in mind. Now, what do you guys think? I see some B pluses, some A's. B plus after the 10 leadership discount. Yeah, so they are going to go up after the season, guys. Keep that in mind. They're not going to fit into some of your builds anymore because they are going up. Yeah, Pyan, once they're 175, it'll change how many people use them. This is true. Your brace when you're safe and charge for big. Yeah, exactly. You always. So there's with these guys, they have different colors for their charge. The charge indicates how much damage. I think you want to go for. Is it the light blue? There's like dark blue and then light blue and then red. You want to go for the light blue, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's something like that. It's either the dark blue or light blue. They actually have variations of the charge that indicate if it'll do more or less damage, which is really cool. That's like the first unit I've ever seen that on. You guys can correct me on that too. I don't know if there's other units that do that, but I think that's the first unit I've seen that. They actually give you different variations of how much damage they'll do for the charge. Have you guys never noticed that about them? Just use them and see how you like when you charge them, they have different colors. There's different colors for their charges. There's blue, light blue, and then red. Just check it out. I swear to you. I swear to you. This is something I noticed in testing them. They have 3 different colors. I think blues to indicate like they won't maximize their damage. And then if it goes light blue, that is maximum charge damage. And then if you go red, it's kind of like out of range. Like they're not going to make it that far. So you always want to do it in the light blue, I believe. Yeah, they are a little tricky. Check it, guys. Check it. I'm not trying to make this up. Like, there's no reason to make it up. There's so many of you. Just do it. Go and mess with them. Go into the training. You know what? I literally do it. I will do it right after we do this tier list. So I think these guys are a solid B plus. But do you guys think A or B plus? Give me some answers if you guys could. B plus or A? What do you guys think? B, A, B plus. I mean, they're still kind of squishy. They die pretty quick. A plus, B, A minus. All right. What's with every unit? So B. When you are done, please show the line you went for. Yes, we'll do. We'll do, Lord. B, 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 B. Oh, you guys are making this hard. All right, I'm gonna be biased and go off of my B plus because they're almost an A, but they would have to. I don't know. Maybe they would have to have a little more defense. They die fairly quickly. They're T3, they die fairly quickly. But they have lots of kill potential on heroes, and they can destroy they can do a lot of damage to any units. It's just they die fairly quickly. They're not bad for a T3, 100%, but that's why I think they're a B+. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into Martellatories. Now, Martellatories are my favorite mercenary units. They're the only mercenary units I use. Once you have Martellatories, I don't think you ever kind of go back. That's my opinion. I've gotten them, and I can't think of another mercenary unit I want. They give a defense buff to your... I'm going to pull them up really quick so we can take a look. They have a defense buff on siege towers and rams. So that is huge. That is huge in territory wars because you know how quick towers can go down without any defense buffs. Let's go ahead and look at them. Where are my boys? There they are. They are the cheapest unit you can use in a matchup. They are only 30 leadership. 30 leadership, which is amazing. Now, let's see here. Unit takes 10% less damage while pushing a siege engine. So they give a 10% debuff to damage on siege towers or any siege engine. So that is awesome. And they're blunt damage. So they actually do like some decent blunt damage. Like they can kill units. It's kind of funny. Like if you put them behind units and you just hit V, they'll actually start doing damage because a lot of units don't have heavy blunt defense. So like they'll just start whacking at them, and they might get some kills. Not often, but like they actually can do some work. It's kind of funny. A very useful unit. Martos are absolute A. I mean, they're A in my book, 100%. I need your guys' opinions on this. I don't know if you guys have them, but you guys have seen them. Like they are in every single match. I believe for what they can do, they are absolutely amazing. They give the 10% bonuses for hero XP, unit XP, honor. They're just an easy, yep, I can throw this right into the mix. Easy. 30 leadership. They can make or break the game sometimes with like Harbor City or any type of map where you have those long pushes for siege engines. Martellatories are almost a must at this point. Like I can't picture my world without them in long siege pushes. So it's just, which I don't like those maps. I wish they didn't have it to where you had to push siege towers so far, but it is what it is. I think they're a solid A. I don't think they're S. They don't do anything crazy with damage or defense. Like they'll die easily to anything, but the way their utilities work is amazing. They're just amazing utility wise, and that just pulls them straight up. And their leadership costs 100% worth. So let's go ahead and I think A for sure. I hope you guys can agree with that. Oh, that felt good. I love Martellatories. All right, now let's go ahead. Men at Arms. Wow, this is taking a while, guys. Thank you guys for being patient. What time is it? Okay, we got to get going. All right, so Men at Arms. Why even get them is the question I have to ask you guys. I can't justify why I would use them. Because, I mean, Paladins. I mean, unless you don't have Paladins, but even then, it's like I leveled them before Paladins came out. And I tried to use them. I used their damage setup. I used their defense setup. Their defense is pretty impressive, but like they can't kill anything once you go all defense. Paladins, you can go damage on Paladins, and they have all this block. They have a heal. They have a solid ass charge. Like I can't picture myself being like, oh yeah, I'll use my Men at Arms when I have Paladins like just sitting there. I mean, they promoted them for a reason. I mean, I think they would get rid of Men at Arms at some point or rework them. They are worth it. Men at Arms are actually really good. They have a long charge, good formation. I mean, but so do Paladins. How are they better than Paladins? Good amount of damage. They aren't better than Paladins, but they're definitely not a D. It's not like you can bring Paladins and Men at Arms into the same match. So like how would it ever make sense? You gotta give me something, because I can't justify putting them in anything until we figure out why they would be worth the barrack slot. But you're telling me you would play men-at-arms instead of paladins. Like, you got to make sense of this. Like, I get if you don't have paladins, you would play men-at-arms. But if you have max paladins and you have max men-at-arms, which one are you bringing into the match? I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to be fair here. Like, come on. Which one are you playing? Don't hate me, guys. Don't hate me, but I can't justify why men-at-arms would be used over paladin. So I don't have them in my barracks for a reason. Because paladins dominate everything men-at-arms can't do. Like, they literally do everything men-at-arms can't do. It's just that simple, guys. I don't want to be that guy, but that's where they're at right now. I'm sorry. It is what it is. All right. We're going to move on. Take a deep breath. Palace Guards. Where do we see Palace Guards? I don't think I definitely think they're worth the barrack slot. With the new doctrines, people are actually finding fun ways to use them. Now, I still think Paladins are way better. Much better. Now, with that said, do we just give them a D and call it a day? I think we'd probably just give them a D. Delete. I think they're still worth making. I think they'll upgrade them eventually, but yeah, eventually they will. I can't see them at C, but I can give them a solid D. That sounded wrong, but that's what they're getting. That's what they're getting, guys. I will not put them in not worth the barrack slot because they are a unique unit. They do some stuff differently, and they're very tanky. I'll give them that. Once a promotable unit comes out for them, I 100% see these guys coming down to not worth barrack slot. But until that day, what do we think of Paladins? All right, we are on Paladins now. We know that they are better than men-at-arms, but how far do we see them climbing this tree? Paladins with the new Ironsides is freaking amazing. I've been using it, and it can sit there and fight heroes and take no damage. Like, even a Maul, they'll sit there and take much less damage. Now, I think they're a solid B. A? I mean, they do beat Azaps. I think they're more of like an A-. They're definitely up there with like Fortebraccios. Like, they can fight on walls. They're good at fighting on points as long as they're not getting like super cav charged. But having Imperial Pikes and Paladins together, they are very devastating. If you guys ever use those combinations in territory wars or even sieges, just try it. I would recommend Paladins with the damage tree, which I believe is top. And definitely check out what you can do with Paladins and Imp Pikes together. Because if you can stop cav and then put Paladins on the cav to kill them, they're definitely killing the cav because they have really good damage. And they can heal. So there's pretty good sustain there. Now, I don't know how much did they fix the heal? Because I haven't noticed any type of fix to the heal. The heal is supposed to heal other units around them, but they have not fixed that, I don't think. The heal is fixed. Is it a very small heal? Because I haven't noticed much of a difference. I don't think they're overpowered. They're very strong. If they could do something to cav, I would say that they have OP potential, but they get completely dominated by cavalry. That's the only issue with them. That's why Imperial Pikes get the OP, because they can deal with a lot of shit. I think A is fair. Their shield block is good. Their shield block is amazing. Heal seems really good. Their heal's really good. All right, I think we can go with the solid A. Solid A with these guys. All right, guys, let's move on to Pike Militia. Now, these are one of my favorite Pike units. I haven't been using them too often lately because I've been using the Landsknechts, but if I wasn't using them, I would be using Pike Militia. Pike Militia, just for their cost, is amazing. I think they're a solid, they're the only T2 I would definitely put higher than C, for sure. I can see them definitely as like a B, even A. Like T2 wise, they definitely could be an A. But overall, they die to range. Range will destroy them. Muskets destroy them. but they have a lot of potential. Like if you use them correctly with their stun brace, they have a decent brace that can stop monastics. Like they can stop T5, which kind of brings them up a bit. Clearly, yes, they're better. Nice. Pike Militia is the best. No, I agree. They are the best green unit, but let's be honest. Overall, for their cost, their brace formation with their stun, obviously Stalwarts can just walk up to them and, deal with them easily. If it wasn't for Stalwarts, I think they would be OP. But with Stalwarts, it brings them down a bit because you can't use them the way you used to. You used to use them at like siege towers or by gates. Fortebraccios kind of replaced them for that also. Now, I know Fortebraccios are much more expensive, but still. For what they used to be able to do versus what they do now for us, let's think about that. I think they're a solid B+. I don't think they're quite an A. There's so many units that can replace them. Yeah, I know they're more expensive units, but they do it way better. Like Stalwarts and their brace is just way better. Except that, it is. Overall, their brace is better, and they have shields. Like, it's just stupid. B+. Yeah, I think a solid B+ for them. I love Pike Militia. I would love to put them A and OP. I feel like they used to be. It's just that they came out with so many new units that actually kind of replaced some of the things that I used to use them for. So that I'm gonna put them solid B+. All right. No, they came with the stun. You need to get the doctrine for 40s. Yeah, Pike Militia are amazing. Prefecture Guards. These are actually one of my favorite T3 units. They have really good defense. And their drill mode is actually pretty efficient on doing damage to units. Now, their charge isn't bad either. I think they're very well-rounded T3. Like, they don't do the shock, damage like condos do, but they have more defense. They definitely have more defense than condos. Now, I honestly would have to put them closer on like C. Because they get ran over by a lot of stuff, but Pike Militia can beat them, right? I thought Prefecture. No, we're talking Prefecture Guards. Prefecture Guards are they're not bad. They're not bad. I can say that. They're definitely worth the barrack slot. They're definitely worth playing like on walls. Yeah, mostly on walls. Like I can see them a lot fighting on walls and trying to go for pushes. I have to say they're like a C+. Yeah, I would have to say like C+, C. It's just they've lost their place because, they can't do much against Stalwarts, Paladins. Like, there's all these units that can destroy them so easily. So, just on the overall scale, I'd have to put them at like a C. They aren't super popular, no. Right now, they're not. But they are definitely a C. They're not a D. They're still D. They're good at what they do. They're just not much better than a lot of other units at doing so. So I'm going to definitely see them in a C. Now let's talk about Prefecture Pikemen. I don't have these guys. I don't have them unlocked because I don't have a reason to. Because I rather just bring Imperial Pikes. So let's look at their cost. Look at their cost really quick. So unit tree up here. Now these guys cost 185. These guys cost 240. So, what's the math here? About 70? Not even. 65, right? 65 more leadership to get Imperial Pike. Honestly, I'm just bringing the Imperial Pikes. For charge units, though, I know they're different type of Pike, right? They're charge. Compared to the Land Sharks, let's go ahead and look at Land Sharks really quick. Landsknechts is what I mean. I like calling them that. Now, these guys are going to be how much more? These guys are going to jump up to what, 175 or 170? Yeah, 175. So, these guys are going to be right there with them. Cost-wise, they are less. They're less than Prefecture. Okay, they're going to be less. So that's, honestly, I haven't used them in a while, but the way land sharks work right now, and they're being efficient and like they can do damage and they can kill heroes. Have they replaced Prefecture Pikes? But upgraded Halberdiers are better than Pike. Agreed. The land sharks are amazing. They do have 3 abilities. They have the brace, they have the charge, and then they have the bill hook, I believe it's called. Not worth it at all. I'll take Halberdiers. I agree. I think the new unit kind of put a curveball on using Prefecture. And I have seen some people use them, and it didn't go well for them. It did not go well for them. It is the bill hook will slow cav a little bit. I mean, they'll at least do some damage to him too. They do like this whacking thing with their pikes. So I'm gonna agree that Prefecture Pikemen aren't worth the barrack slot right now. I see a lot of you guys put that, so I agree. Now let's go ahead and move on to Rattan Pikemen. Now I heard a lot of good things about Rattan Pikemen last time we did this. I personally don't use them. I've always used Pike Militia. Now, where would you rate them compared to Pike Militia? That's really what you have to base it off of, right? Would you just rather bring Pike Militia? Is Rattan Pikemen even worth the barrack slot? Their XV is very strong. Like, just having them on walls, like when people are getting off the siege tower, just sitting there XVing? Is that kind of what you're doing? They have poison, right? I believe they have some kind of poison damage, right? Or bleed. We can look at them really quick. Take a look. I will look at these guys. F5. Oh, no, sorry, you. So we are going to go to the Rattan Army. And we're going to take a look at these guys right here. They are 115, so they're right there with Pike Militia. They have poison effect can stack up to 3 times. Okay, cool. So I assume you just go full bottom line. I don't know if you get to go into top line at all. Is it worth the extra leadership versus Demesne Pikes? I mean, honestly, compare them to Pike Militia because they're both in the same tier and they're closer to the same leadership. So Rattan Pikemen are 115, and then Pike Militia are 110. So Pike Militia are even cheaper. So like, is there any reason you would want to bring one over the other? Is what I gotta ask you guys. Like, is there a reason to bring them over Pike Militia? Do you feel like it's a bias on like wanting to have more Pike units that you like to bring them? Nah, Rattan Pikes aren't worth it, to be honest, dude. They don't have a natural brace. Yeah, that's one thing I heard about them. Maybe for attacking versus defense. Okay. Pyan, what do you think? I would take Pike Militia over Rattan Pikes, but Rattan Pikes next best green. Gotcha. So they're still worth it. Give them a charge. I can see that. C+. I'm going to go ahead and put them. Give me some letters, guys. You guys are giving me a lot of opinions. Give me some letters. Let me try to average what you guys think. So we got some C's here. We got a C+ from Pyan. We got a C from Evo. They're basically Black Dragon Spearmen. D with Black Dragons. Okay. Maybe use their attack rather than R. At least they're better than. Give me something, guys. We got one D, but a couple C's. So right now we're at like C-. We're gonna have to go with C then. Solid C for them. Okay. Wait, where'd they go? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why they end up there. I must have misclicked. So we'll put them at C-. Okay, or C. We'll put them in the C category. And that's based off your guys' opinions. I don't use them. So thank you for your help on that one. All right, so we are on Ren Round Shields. These are one of my favorite T2s. I like using them because they have really high defense when you go defense route on them. Now, they have kill potential. Like, they can like run up to archers and kill them. Their shields aren't bad. Their shield's slightly bigger than I think Ironcap, or maybe it's the same. I don't know. I feel like they block more, but that's just me. Now, I don't know if they're in the same ballpark as Ironcap, so I'm asking you guys, what do you guys think? Because I see them in like DC. They're just very good defense units on walls. That's the way I look at them. First round, Ironcap Swords casualty was like 10% and killed all rounds. They kept charging. Oh, I see. Yeah. Let's take a look. Let's see how much leadership they are. Units, I have them unlocked. Let's go ahead and take a look. They are 130. Yeah. And then iron caps are what? Iron caps are 115. They're actually cheaper. I might have to just invest in iron caps. You guys are making me switch now. I like doing these because I learn a little bit. Because I don't play all these. There's a lot of units now, man. There's a lot of units. This is infantry alone. And we're like, what? We're almost 2 hours? We're getting... Guys, it's taking forever. Alright, I can go with a solid D. I'm with you guys. Thank you. That sounded wrong. Man, you guys are getting me. Iron Cap has lower cooldown and charge also. This is what I heard. I'm definitely going to have to start using them. I'm going to have to level them up with all this stuff you guys are telling me. Now, let's talk about serfs. Let's talk about the good old serfs. Now, we know serfs can beat woodcutters. Like 1v1, serfs beat woodcutters. I love woodcutters. You know, Heart of Gold, baby reapers, whatever you want to call them. Or actually, Martellatories are baby reapers. Now, serfs, I have Martellatories, so I don't use serfs anymore. I'll be honest with you. Like, Martellatories replace serfs for me. If you don't have Martellatories, I think serfs still have their place for pushing siege towers and then fighting on the walls, because I think they're the only... You get the most... Well, actually, we also got to think about farming. Yeah, I was just about to say that. They are the best farming unit, because you get... Is it 20% or is it 40%? Is it 220s or is it 210s? We can look at them. Let's look at them really quick. Let's take a look at them. Unit, I have my setup for them. Now, serfs are right here. Now, we go to view details. On the bottom, you get the 20... Oh, you get 40%. So you get 40% collected resource boost. And you can do this up to 5 times in your slots. So if you look at... go to units, go to your barracks builds, you go to your open world. I use Hussars because, I'll be honest, sometimes people like to attack me in open world, so I gotta have some defense. So just with 4, I get 46, but with one more serf, you'd be well over 50. Well over 50, probably 60? You guys hit 60 if you actually have all 5 serfs? I've never used all 5. I use 4 in 1 defense unit. Just to be safe, because I don't like losing my shit. 53, 55. Okay. Nice. Okay, yeah, so definitely their utility is amazing for resource gathering. Now, that definitely brings them up a bit. But where does it bring them to? I still would say they're like, would we say like a C? B? Do you think that resource gathering is so important that it brings them up like a lot? Give me something here, guys. What do you guys think? Give me some letters. Like a solid C. Do you think because of the resource gathering they actually move up to an A? I mean, resource gathering is huge. Like making artillery, making unit kits, fief quests, lions. Like there's so much to do, right? With resource gathering, and they 100% can do it best. Now, where does that pull them to? Silver. I mean, it's a good way of making money. They help you make a lot of money. Save on your bronze too, which is huge. I mean, I think B plus or C plus B minus is where I'm thinking. Give me some more letter grades. They are good for gathering, but if you aren't in the house, they are useless for C max. I mean, most people are in houses though. All right. I'm gonna go with my gut here. If I'm gonna have to see C plus. I'm gonna have to go C plus with these guys. I do love the fact that like they do change the whole resource environment. Well, all right. I'm actually gonna put them B minus because here's why. Martellatories got A because of what their utility, and serfs deserve some love for what they can do with their utility as gathering. So I think they go up a letter grade a little bit, just because like you have to use them. Like they're a unit you have to use, so that's why I think they go up. I would say A, but I don't think they're quite there. Martellatories in TWs are huge. Like you're not using serfs in TW. So I definitely see them in the B category. Let's go ahead and move on. Silahdars. Now, Silahdars are not as popular as they used to be. Like, they were kind of popular for a little bit for fighting on the walls. They're really good units for fighting on walls and stairs. But people haven't been using them as much because they do get ran over. They do have a lot of damage output, but they don't have a lot of defense. Now, where do you think they go? Silahdars are unit 2 awesome attacks. Change my mind. They do have 2 awesome attacks. I 100% agree, but it's easy to not get hit by them. Like, your units will get hit by them, sure, but are they actually, like, when they go against Stalwarts, are they pushing through all the Stalwarts? Or I think they're a solid T5. They're definitely in the T5 class. They are a little expensive, and they do have the damage output. They can kill heroes, they can kill units, they can break block. But the problem is their defense. Their defense drags them down. Like, they need a little bit more. Like, Silahdars would be overpowered if they had Iron Reaper's defense. Are they as slow as Reapers? I don't believe so. They're pretty slow, but they're not as slow as Reapers. Are we seeing B? You guys think B? Yeah, I think Stalwarts do win, Stalwarts are pretty strong. A bit faster than Reaps, yeah, because Reaper's got that debuff, I think. So I can see that. I haven't used them much. I did level them up when they were popular. I don't use them anymore. I rather use Cav, run around. I'd rather use Armigers. I can't wait to do Cav. Cav this season is going to be pretty cool. So I am going to end up doing infantry today, and then next week I'm going to do ranged, and then I'm going to do cavalry next. I always say the L first for some reason. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to Spear Militia. Spear Militia, I don't really use them. They do have some block potential. Are they worth using? I'm going off what you guys are saying. I'm not basing it off me as much as I'm basing it off you guys. I'm 100% trying to base this off you guys mostly. Except units I use a lot that I know a lot about. All units that I haven't been using, I'm looking for answers from you guys. The leadership cost on them is kind of high. I agree. Now, they do beat Iron Reapers, but a lot of things beat Iron Reapers. So, Spear Militia are what? I don't really use them. I have seen them used as small block potential, but they just get ran over by anything. Are they even worth it? Like, are they worth the barrack slot? Are they... Pyan thinks Spear Militia is C or B? Okay. Yeah, definitely a filler unit. I would have to say T1s and T2s are good filler units. Even T3s are good filler units too. But what are you using them for? Without caring if they die? Okay, that's fair. You use them like on the walls? What do you use them? Not worth? Magnet is our shield guy, and he's saying not worth. Wow. Yeah, but I mean, what's filler? Is D filler? I did change it to where we're going OP to not worth barrack slot. I think this is a fair system to go by. I did have a different system last time I did this, but I think this is it's an easier way to rate them. Like, you could hold a spot that's trebleable, so you wouldn't want to hold it with Stalwart. That's true. So, like, they're bait. Are you saying Spear Militia are good bait units? Because that's definitely a thing. Like, the same thing with Martellatories. After Martellatories push a tower, I use them as bait to try to lure heroes out. You know, like, that's what you do with most T1s or T2s. You try to bait them out so you can get those hero kills. So I totally get what Pyan's talking about. If they're a good bait unit, I can see that, but I would probably put them at a D then? You think a C? Like, how good of a bait are they? That's the question then at that point. If people know what they are, I don't think they're pushing too hard to get through them. A Maul will just run up to them and just toss them around like a salad. I get the bait. I'm seeing a lot of C's though. I see one D. I've seen a lot of C's though. A lot of C's. I might have to just go with C. That's what I'm seeing from you guys. So we'll put them in C. That's fair. I don't really use them, but I can see the bait potential there. They are disgraced. That's funny. It works, so C struggled to D unit. If you're poor on bronze, I mean, yeah, of course, if you're working on budget builds, which I do want to make a video, guys. I do want to make a video on budget builds. I will do that eventually. I have been working on different budget builds. You slap a skin on them and watch people overcommit to kill them. I like that. I like the idea there. Bro, they are not above. Oh, that's fair. That is fair. But that's because of the leadership cost. Oh, they're 100 leadership. I mean, for 10 more leadership, you got Pike Militia. Come on, guys. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Can we actually rank them to see, knowing that you only can go 10 more leadership to get a Pike Militia? I'm not trying to convince you guys, but we have to be like fair, right? Let's think about it. Magnet pointed out something that's pretty important. Imperial Spear Guards are Ds. And obviously Spear Militia don't do anything better than any other spears, so like why would they be above them? I get the Treb bait. I'm gonna move them down. I just think it's fair because Imperial Spear Guards are good bait too. Again, like but I totally get the Treb baits. That is fair. That is fair. But Trebs don't win matches all the time. You know, sometimes it's just based on units and like people playing in the match. So yeah, you might have baited a Treb, but it doesn't mean you like win. You know, like you are taking something away from it, but I think the fair call is to put them in a D with Imperial Spear Guards. I know I don't want to kill Magnet's opinion of us. I use shields mainly due to playing in groups. ISGs can tank one trap shot, but you don't want to risk them getting. That's true. But I can see how we're gonna leave them in D. We're just gonna leave them in D. I don't think anyone's gonna be too sad about that. So we'll leave them in D. It is 100 leadership, so that's the only thing I'm seeing the downfall for them. Because you can go 10 more and get Rattan Pikemen. That's the biggest downfall I see there. Let's go ahead. Poor Magnet. Alright, let's do Spear Sergeants. Are Spear Sergeants worth it anymore? I actually kind of think they are, because it does take a while to get Stalwarts unlocked. New players, I definitely think there's potential for Spear Sergeants to be used for a bit until they can get Stalwarts. So I definitely think they're in the DC area. What do you guys think? I don't think they're B. You're overestimating that, Lord. I think they're around a DC. They're really good units for new players to learn and then upgrade into Stalwarts. They have a lot of potential. Their cover commander is still pretty decent. It's just Stalwarts are just so much better. I definitely think there's still some love for Spear Sergeants. They were by far one of the best shield units to use for a very long time. So I know all of us have a little love for Spear Sergeants. I'm going to put them in D. Now, I'm trying to speed things up a little bit. I'm going to put them in D, and the reason why is obviously Spear Sergeants don't do anything as good as Stalwarts, so we have to keep that in mind. I would put them in C if Stalwarts weren't like as huge as they are. The only thing keeping them from not worth the barrack slot is their cover commander and them being able to teach new players right away how to use shield units. So there's just a lot of potential with them. That's my explanation for that. You don't have to agree. Of course, we do this slightly biased, but I'm trying to base it off the bias of the chat mostly. You guys gave me a lot of mixed reviews on that. So what do you guys think of Squires? I personally have never used Squires. Some people swear by Squires. Some people think Squires are junk. What do you guys think? If men-at-arms are not worth it, Squires aren't as well. What replaces them though? Oh, they're 170 leadership? That's a little much. I'd rather bring Pike Militia. If you have them in your stables, you're sus as fuck. That's your saying, isn't it, Go? Unless they got promoted. Yeah, condos, land sharks. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Also, iron caps are pretty good. Like compared to Ironcap Swordmen, I think Ironcap Swordmen are like the closest. Just like it's like between Ironcap Swordsmen and condos and Prefecture Guards, all that mix right there. They definitely fail a bit, right? So not worth the barrack slot, or do we think solid D for them? Come on, boys, let me see them. Not worth or D. Okay, I think you guys have spoken. Not worth. Okay, that's fair. All right, let's move along to one of the favored, melee infantry units right now, Stalwarts. Stalwarts are very popular right now, and they've been popular ever since they came out. Now, where do they fall? Do we think they're overpowered? Do we think they're A? Because I kind of feel like they're with Paladins, but their brace potential is kind of like they can kill Laos. Like I've seen them kill Laos, but also I've seen Laos with their devastation can just absolutely destroy Stalwarts. So like it's a hit or miss with Stalwarts. Like if you can place them right and brace onto the Laos correctly before the devastation, yes, you can take out a lot of them. If the devastation hits before the Stalwarts are set up correctly, they're wiped. So there's a big hit or miss with them. I think Pyan can probably explain that a bit because he plays Laos a lot, and I'm sure he's seen like Laos get destroyed by them because I've seen it happen to mine. I'll hit devastation, and then when they do the run up, the brace will catch them, and they'll actually kill some of them before they even get to do the devastation. That's why you try to do the devastation so much further ahead. So that way, once they get to the unit, they're already activating the devastation. Now, Laos will take heavy damage from Stalwarts, but will survive with most models' life. Yeah, okay. And that's if they're used correctly, though, right, Pyan? Can you verify that? That's only if you're using the devastation correctly, or the what's the other one? The blunt damage, bludgeon. I wiped a Stalwart unit in 2 seconds. Yeah, exactly. Gotcha. Now, but that's like their main counter right now, right? Imp Pikes can't really walk them. I mean, they don't walk them unless they're not. If they're not in a brace formation, then yeah, they can get walked. But in their brace formation, it's stupid. And like their shields cover so much. You're not even hitting them with archery fire. Not really. They're so defense heavy, and they have a shit ton of damage with their brace, so they are very strong. So really quick, guys. A+ or overpowered? Let me see them in the chat. I want to base it off what you guys think. What is the number one? What are we thinking? A+ or overpowered? Seeing a lot of A's. Getting some more OPs. All right, now we're getting a lot more OPs. Pyan has spoken. All right. That's fair, guys. That's fair. We can put them in overpowered. I am fair. I do see them as they're highly used because of how much they can do. They are so devastating. You just keep moving that brace forward on units. It's like you just knock them out. And there's nothing else that does that. They're amazing. The only thing that can really beat them are Paladins because of their block, but they have to kind of get around the Stalwarts. So like either way, like it's a hit or miss there too. Yeah, absolutely a great unit. Stalwarts was by far one of the best improvements they made to infantry in a long time. So I'm very happy they came out with Stalwarts. Let's move on to Sword Militia. Are Sword Militia worth using? I don't use them. So I need your guys' opinions on this. Sword Militia is meh. Rather bring Woodcutters. Yeah, I mean, I don't use them. Does anyone use them? Are they worth the barrack slot at all? I don't really know. Speak now, if I ever hold your peace. I mean, they're gonna go and not worth. I mean, I don't think anyone uses them. Yeet, bye. All right, moving on. You say D? Okay, we'll just put them in not worth. I don't think many people use them. Not many opinions on them. How about Tenant Farmers? I know people use Tenant Farmers a little bit. I've seen them. They're not, I think they're more of a meme than they're actually. But I mean, they do have some potential. They have a charge, right? They have a charge with the... They're kind of like a pike. Is that what people use them for? Their 40 leadership? Solid D because they have 40 men. Oh, wow. Farmer's not worse. Serfs better for farming. Village Watchmen. The Village Watchmen better for combat. That's what I was thinking. All right, that's fair. I agree. I'm trying to remember because I remember watching people use these in my Peasant Wars, and Tenant Farmers got destroyed. It was Village Watchmen that actually did pretty well. Let's go ahead and talk about Tseregs. Now, so I actually have seen people start using these. I'm starting to see more people use these because they can break Stalwart wall a little bit. They can break the brace just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. Besides that, they're pretty squishy T4s. I don't know what else you use them for. I think they're a solid D, C minus. That's my opinion. What do you guys think? 38 manpower? Okay. What? Martellatori aren't expensive? What? Talking about Tseregs? Yeah. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about Tseregs? Some people say Tseregs, but I believe it's called Tseregs. I think they're a solid D. They lost their place. Like, they're not really good at anything. Like, you'd rather use Paladins than these. Like, or Stalwarts. Like, I don't even know what you would use them for. They have like a knockdown, blunt knockdown. They do blunt damage. I'll give them that. That's probably why people use them, which that might bring them up a little bit, but they don't do a lot of damage. Which is unfortunate. Yeah. No, not worth, you think, huh? They were worth at one point. Yeah. I'd say D. I still think they're worth it because of the blunt damage. There's not many blunt damage units, so I think it gives them some potential with their charge and their knockdown, but that's it. Like, there's nothing really great about them. I totally agree, like, a lot of those units are way better, but I feel like they fall into the Iron Reaper category where they're like, they used to be great, but now they're not because there's so many things that counter them, and that's where I feel they fall. They definitely don't do anything as good as Reapers, but Reapers cost way more. So that's why they're also in the same category. I think they fall in that same group. So I'm going to put them in a D. All right. Let's move into Village Watchmen. Guys, we have been rocking this for like 2 hours. You guys are doing amazing. Village Watchmen, Pyan was mentioning a few things about them. So I'm curious about what he thinks about them. I don't use them. I want to know what you guys think of them. Magnet says overpowered. Village Watchman for OP. See? Watch my village. I don't see them often, but I do see them sometimes. Now, would you pick them over Demesne? Is my question. Like, do you pick them over Demesne Pikemen? I mean, everyone probably would bring Hammer Boys first for the T1. Trolls. Put a skin on them and you can use them as bait. You can do that with any pike, for sure. Both 30 leadership, but Hammer Boys are mercs. Yeah, that's true. So, are you saying if we don't have Martellatories, they're worth? Like, yeah, with skin, they look like imp pikes. I can see that. I have seen different builds like that where people put nice skins on them. I do that to my Pike Militia. But you can tell right away once you see the wood pike. Like, there's a giveaway. The wood pike gives it away instantly. So, like, let's be honest. Once you see the wood pike, you know what they are. Same thing with Pike Militia. Come on, guys. What else do you guys think? Pyan gave me a lot of feedback. Give me some letters in the chat. Like, has anyone else used these? They're pretty equal to Demesne. Okay. All right, that's fair. Everyone's thinking B. Let's move along. All right. I don't use them, so I'm going with what you guys say. I appreciate the feedback on that. There's only like 230 leadership. Yeah, they are a leader 30 leadership unit. So that is something to consider. All right, let's do the last one. And of course, one of my favorite, one of the best units in the game is last. Woodcutters. Everyone loves Woodcutters. If you don't love Woodcutters, you need to quit Conqueror's Blade and not talk to me anymore. I love Woodcutters. Absolutely. They're just such a fun unit to play with. I don't think they're way up there or anything for like OP or A. Possibly B, C. They're somewhere in there maybe. Just because of their penetration potential. They oddly have decent penetration potential when they charge. No, they're not better than Serfs. We've already tested that. With heal, Serfs beat Woodcutters. It's just how it is. Because the only thing you use the Woodcutters for is their charge. They just do that good amount of damage with their charge, and that's it. Like, that's all Woodcutters are good for. They're like that one and done. Like, they charge in and die. That's all they do. I personally love Woodcutters, but I'm not gonna place them high or anything like that. I do think they're somewhere between B and D. Just because of their potential with their charge. But they don't really last. It's true. They are suicide units. Serfs do smash Woodcutters, 100%. Clearly S unit. Sounds not worth. I'm okay with putting them in D, as long as everyone knows I love Woodcutters. That's all I gotta say. All I gotta say. I am gonna put them in D. Just because they're a one-trick pony, they charge and die. They're just suicide units. They are worth using. Their leadership isn't bad. Yeah, their penetration is decent. So that's why I think they're D. That's all they're good for, though. Like, there's not much more you do with them at that point. Paladins are OP. No, I agree, but all right, well, let's finish this really quick, and then we're going to talk about the tiers really quick. This is the tier list that we came up together with. Or I said that backwards. This is the tier list we made together. So I want to thank you guys for helping me do this. I hope you guys feel like I based this mostly off what you guys were saying. I did put my opinions out there, but I also still went with what you guys majority thought. I want to thank Pyan for hanging out and helping with this. He's one of the best players in the game, and I want to thank him for that. He definitely knows his shit, so I'm happy he was here to help. Everyone else does here. Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. This will become a YouTube video, so you guys, all your opinions will be shared in the video. So thank you guys for putting that stuff out there. Also, you guys trolling me. No. But yeah, appreciation is deserved. Yeah, Magnet definitely gave a lot of feedback too. Thank you guys so much. Now, this is where the video would end. So